Welcome back, folks, to the Lighthead Online Video Show. Guess what? We got some sneaky deaky surprises coming up for you in the next couple months. That's right. But for right now, before we start, get your keyboards ready, get your cell phones ready, because you got to go to KEYSTONETECH.com, KeystoneTech.com, Light Made Easy, the reliable partner, the retrofit kings, and now with new fixtures and old ballasts. Got lots of ballasts down there. How's it going, Greg?
It's going good. How are you?
Doing good, man.
Okay. I'm starting to see something in the marketplace a little bit more and more, and I ran into it just yesterday, where a customer replaced LED fixtures, and they are not working any longer. And they replaced them 2 years ago, and they bought them actually from a name brand manufacturer. And in the environment they were put in wasn't the correct fixture, and they're not working as much as they should. So he in place is buying another fixture that he found that has been working, and another name brand that costs about double what he paid for the other one. I guess my question is that where do you come in if you're trying to sell that? Is that an opportunity? Is that a something you walk away from? Is it, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, because they're, number one, they're mad about it. They trusted somebody to buy these fixtures from. They didn't buy them from us. They bought them from someone else. And they trusted that company to give them the right thing. They didn't give them the right thing. That same company is now selling them what is supposedly going to be the right thing, but I see it as an opportunity to come in and fix it. And there's a couple questions I have. Do you point out the warranty to them? Do you tell them to go get the warranty from that company they bought it from? That's my first question.
Nope.
Why not?
If you said it was the wrong application, right?
Yes, but do they request? But they didn't. The customer didn't pick the application. The distributor that sold it and the manufacturer. Well, the distributor that sold it really picked the wrong one.
Yeah, I mean, or maybe the customer picked the wrong one because they picked the lower price one.
Could be.
I don't wade into those waters with that. I don't like to live in the past.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, oh, you got burned. Okay, well, when you're ready to accept that and grieve that process, go through the grieving, the anger, the denial, the bargaining, all that.
The 5-step process, whatever it is.
The 5 stages of grief. Okay. When you get to the acceptance stage, I'll be there for you.
I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get into this because, listen, I've had problems. We've screwed up. And I can't stand in front of someone. Yeah, I can't stand. It's like, this guy, I can't believe that jerker you got that, did this. It's just like, okay, you're mad. All right, blow off your steam. Okay, here's the solution. That's all you can do.
Yeah. And I think is that something you're seeing in your marketplace, starting to see more and more of it? Because I'm starting to see old jobs that were done by old. I mean, within the last 5 years that were done with LEDs that were either the wrong application. Some of them were just really bad fixtures, and some were supposedly good fixtures that just aren't working like they said they were going to.
Yeah, we have a lot of driver replacement business now. We sell some drivers.
Yeah, for sure.
But the problem is that sometimes it's not the driver, right? So that's a problem there. Sometimes the driver, we can't find a compatible shape.
Yeah,
that
can't fit it in the fixture.
Right? That's a problem. Sometimes the fixture's been deployed in the wrong environment, and you need to tell them that. Sometimes it's a retrofit kit where they've gutted some kind of a fixture. The hardest ones are the high bays. They've gutted the high bay, and they put in some, capped, really tight, really high output LED retrofit kit, and now it's turning colors and dimming and all this kind of stuff. You just got to say, look, man, you got to bite the bullet. You need new fixtures. The industry did not deliver. You know who I blame the whole thing on?
Who?
Rebates.
Yeah.
Without rebates,
I think that's fair.
Without rebates, none of the, you'd still have, now, not that you and I don't make mistakes as distributors, and not that before LED there wasn't a lot of distributors that didn't know what they were doing, but it seemed like the problems were less catastrophic.
I'd agree with that.
It
does factor into decisions, and not only the decision of what you're going to propose, but also the decision of what the customer is going to make.
Yeah, I mean,
oftentimes they're looking at that.
I bet you that guy got a rebate for the wrong fixtures deployed in that environment.
He did.
right? So it's like when the people, like all of a sudden when you introduce a distorting mechanism, something that distorts. So rebates are a distortion to the industry. Okay? And when you introduce a distortion, and second of all, that distortion does not differentiate based on quality. It does not differentiate based on knowledge. It only differentiates that if you take 458 watt metal halide and subtract this, and you get that, you get the money. The problem is that the end user or the customer doesn't see it as that. They see it as like a rubber stamp from the utility that they're doing the right thing. The utility wouldn't give me a rebate if these fixtures were the wrong fixtures.
You're right.
No one knows less about lighting than utilities. I mean, in this whole, of all the stakeholders we run into doing this podcast, the people that know the least about lighting are people that work for utilities in this game.
True.
Right?
That's
they know the least about it. It's just truth.
Yeah, they're just truth. Yep.
They don't work for a lighting manufacturer. They don't work for a contractor. They don't work for a distributor. They work for utility, right? And a lot of times those guys are the cockiest guys that don't have anything to learn from anybody on top of everything.
Right. We're in charge of it, but we don't need to know it or worry about it.
Yeah, and those distributors don't know shit anyway, right? So it's like I blame the whole thing on rebates. I think, I blame the generationals thing on rebates. I blame the quest for the highest lumens per watt possible on rebates. I blame the glare issues on rebates. I blame the entire city of Detroit outdoor lighting debacle on rebates. And if it listen, these distortions, they're not rebates, they're distortions. I love them, by the way. I'm going to go out and sign up a bunch of rebates as soon as I'm done out of here. But no, I don't, for me, you put on my hat as the podcast, this is what I think. I walk out there, I'm selling rebates. Okay, the hat comes off. But here's the thing, man. They're not rebates, they're distortions. They just distort what it does is it takes a good industry before, introduces all kinds of havoc. We call it, creative destruction. No, it's not creative destruction. You're taking money that is from the ratepayers and you're giving it to people to do something that is supposedly good, but then doesn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. But the rebates are already paid. The energy savings is calculated till the next wazoo because those lights are never going to burn out. But the end user's left with a crappy lighting system and's got to buy a new one. I mean, as a distributor, I don't care. I'll sell them another lighting system.
Mm-hmm. And the best is that in some programs, you can now take out those bad LED fixtures and put in a good one and still get a rebate. Just because you're going LED. That's in some, not all.
What?
But I mean, how big a joke is that? Yeah. Put an LED fixture and you get a rebate. Call it, redesign. You can call it whatever you want, but
I mean, this is, and the other thing too is with this the whole situation we're in today. And look, we're all rebate junkies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rebate junkie. So are you. Oh, these rebate chasers out there. Oh, you're not one, eh, buddy?
Oh, I am.
I'm sorry, man, but I got blood all over my hands. I've been chasing rebates for 15 years, okay? Sold lots of irregular light bulbs, too, along the way, but, it is what it is. I think all these problems in the market are because of the deployment of technology way too quickly before it was ready, before people had a chance to really decide whether or not this stuff worked. I mean, how many generations have we been through in the last 5 years? 10 generations? Or 7 generations of LED in 5 years? Come on. So they don't even know if the first generation works properly yet, and we're already on the 6th.
Right.
I mean, it's just it's totally insane. And I mean, it's great for energy efficiency, I suppose. You get people, once they're into LED, they never go back. So I suppose it worked for the utilities that are looking to save energy. But I don't think it's really worked for the consumers at all. I think it's been a bit of a, and you can add into that a whole bunch of other unknowns surrounding the science of lighting. And I don't know if that's a whole other podcast, but as the honor of being the host of the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast, Greg, you and I have, is that we get introduced to a lot of ideas that people think are strange, but maybe considering the scope of our knowledge now after 2 years of doing this, they don't seem so strange anymore. Maybe I think they're true.
Yeah. You never know. I don't think there's anything real definitive in lighting as we're learning.
Yeah.
There's not a lot definitive.
This has been the Light TED online video show brought to you by Keystone Technologies. Go to KEYSTONETECH.com. That's KeystoneTech.com. Light made easy, the retrofit kings. Boom.